Alright, so now we're going to remove this bolt. First of all, using a handy little Dremel. Actually, that's not true. What I did first was I got this, which just fits in that hole nicely. See here? So it's pretty accurate as far as punching a hole in the dead center, as opposed to, let's say, what do we have here? No, not those, not those. Let's get this one. Now see this one, I got these at Harbor Freight. That one's a bit smaller, so it has a chance of not exactly hitting dead center. But like you see with this one, it fits in there. Now, if I had broken this bolt off down a little bit deeper, this would have sunken a little bit deeper and definitely gotten more accurate. But anyhow, the idea at the beginning was to just hit the center punch. But then I thought, after doing that, I could even make things better and go in there. Because the thing is, you get one chance at this. So, taking all the necessary steps, and I put that in there, but I'm not even going to turn this on right now because I need two hands. But you get the gist. And let me see, can I? This is from my Dremel set. There you go. So it's nice and conical. And this is going to be the starting point, or the pilot. There we go. There we go. Anyway. So now that you can see earlier, I was trying with the drill without doing any center punch mark. Like to the right of it, like over there and there. And another thing I was attempting to do was get these little sand blocks, but again, that wasn't really going to flatten the area in here, because what you got to realize is that when a bolt breaks, it doesn't break nice and clean and flat. There's a slight little slope to that broken off part. And I even tried this, which is flat. So I tried to put that in there to flatten out the metal, but it's not really cutting it, no pun intended, but it'll do a small bit of work, but chances are it could make the slope worse by going over that away. So I gave up on that idea. And that's when I came up with this punch, which then led to this. So in that order. So now I've got a choice. These are counterclockwise drill bits. So they drill in reverse. So the drill has to be in reverse and the drill bit has to be in reverse. Now these, they don't say what they are, but these are a Harbor Freight purchase. But also at Harbor Freight there were these screw extractors. Now I don't know what the difference is between those, except for obvious shapes. And these. So I'm not sure which one to use yet. But whichever one, I've got to start with the smallest one. Like there. And go down a small little bit into the metal. So it'll be going anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. Depends which side of the pond you're on. And then, after using one of those, I'm going to step it up. But now I could go from doing a nice little pilot hole to one of these. And I feel like that one might be the best way to go. Luckily, there's no rust or anything here because this is aluminum or aluminium. And the deepest might be this. Yeah, I'm spending a bit of time thinking about this before I start drilling. Now that, if I get the right center hole, and if I can start going like that and bite into the screw or the bolt or the fastener, I might be lucky. But now as I'm thinking about it, I might want to go from this one to that, to that, to that. Like I say, you get one chance at this. And I don't want to just get the bolt out. I want to get the bolt out and maintain the threads that are running down inside here so that I can use the same bolt when I'm tying everything down and not having to make this hole bigger for the purpose of making new threads, because anytime you make new threads you've got to go with a bigger hole. Bigger hole means a bigger bolt, and these are not just any types of bolts. Actually, the bolt I'm looking for that I broke is going to take me a week because I'm here in the rural part of America. And c'est la vie. So I'm not just interested in getting the bolt out, I'm also interested in maintaining the threads. So there's a lot involved to getting this out. Now, another thought I had was maybe I could fill this up flush with the surface with something like a two-part hardened material. Like over here there's a thing called JB Weld, and I could leave it there for a day or two and make sure it's nice and flat, and that way I could be more accurate with getting a center point to start off with these. Or actually, now that I think about it, if the JB Weld was very hard, I could definitely get a more accurate center point with this. And also, another thing to consider, if you have a press drill that will go straight up and down, like perfectly vertical, as opposed to what I'm going to be using, my drill. Yeah, but I don't have that drill. And another thing I could do would be to take it to a machine shop where they have that equipment. So I need to think about these things before I actually start getting all gung-ho and putting the drill bit in there. But it's, I don't know. I know that if I drop it off to a shop, it's going to take them, they'll say, come back in a few days kind of thing, which might not be that bad, because if I screw this up, it's going to be more than a few days before I get this thing completed. So that actually might be the smart thing to do. But I'll get back to this later.